Gav Rubinstein, how are you?
My man, how you doing?
Very good. Gav, we're going to slowly move into this conversation because people are joining in on live stream and it takes them a few minutes as they get their notification. So we're just going to wait for this audience to build up, and I'm just going to see if we can get a show of hands from people. If you have tuned in, here they come on now. Guys, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful show of hands. Okay, they're coming on. Look at that, Evan Williams.
Let's go, let's go.
Building up, beautiful. Gav, mate, firstly, I saw you at ARIC.
Yeah, what a conference that was.
Yeah.
What a conference.
So quickly, off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Best session of ARIC.
Wolf.
Bob Wolf.
Bob Wolf.
What was it that smashed it there?
64 years old.
Yeah.
To have that level of energy.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to talk about energy when we get into the 5 non-negotiables. And to just hear his genuine passion to still sell with the affirmations every day, and just, to me, he epitomizes true success of a real estate agent. It was phenomenal to see. I also like that he eliminates excuses for everybody. Because anyone who says, I'm too old to do this, or any bullshit like that, was completely dismantled when Bob Wolf hit the stage.
Gav, forget the person that says too old. The person that says, I'm too young. What do you say to the person, the guy or girl that's watching this right now, right?
Yeah.
The guy or girl that's watching this right now, that turn around and say, I'm too young. I mean, there is no better person. Like, Bob Wolf's the best person to get over the I'm too old.
Right. Right.
But I don't reckon there's a better person in the country that I'm too young, because you're 29.
29, yeah.
Okay. When did you start hustling and bustling real estate in the eastern suburbs of Sydney?
Well, I started hustling and busting real estate when I was 20. So I'm 9 years in the game. I'm almost like a veteran, right, at 29, which to me is really exciting. Age never limited my belief around what I could do, and it shouldn't limit anyone's belief around what they can do, because I really think, bottom line, if you work damn hard, you do it consistently, and you are very, very, very good at your craft, people will recognize you and you will win, period.
So what you're saying is, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
100%.
Gav, 20 years of age. I mean, the interesting thing is that what's the average age of your vendors?
Average age would be 45.
Why do people go with you over someone that's in the marketplace for 25, 30 years? In a tightly held, old school, close-knit community, eastern suburbs, contacts, went to school together, all that sort of stuff. Why do people go with Gav Rubinstein?
Look, I think now the reason is a lot different to what it was. And I think the reason of what it was when I started is probably more appropriate to the people watching. And it just came down to pure hunger, because the vendors, or the prospective vendors, could get a feeling that this kid was going to go the extra mile. This kid was hungry for it. He was going to push. He was going to get that extra X amount of dollars. And it's not something you could fake. That was a big reason why I got a lot of the business when I started.
So Gav, what you're saying is very clearly that what you're saying to me is that in the early stages, you were getting the business because you were super hungry. People could feel it.
Right.
That you were outworking the competition.
Always. Then and still now. Still today.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Gang, as this video is going on, I just want to check in and see everything's all right. They're what?
Test.
They're having struggle with the sound. Guys and girls, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say it's working well for me. Audio, visual, looking good, boys. Chris Gilmore,
Chrissy,
all good.
what's
guys,
going on?
Gang, can I just confirm? Can you hear us? All good here. So, man, we're all good. Okay, we've had a few people saying that they're having problems with the sound. Mine's fine. Okay. Gang, I think we're fine. Can hear and see you. So, gang, we're back on track. So, Gav, what you're saying to me is people that are watching this, like we say it, don't compare someone's chapter 1 and someone's chapter 10.
100%.
And what you're saying is they're two different zones that you operate in.
Completely.
Right. Okay. So Gav, to the people that are here watching this video right now, first 2-3 years in real estate.
Right.
Right? They're watching it.
Yeah.
They're thinking to themselves, you know what? I'd be happy to make $200,000 a year.
Right.
I'd be happier. I don't need to hear these $1 million numbers that people talk about. I'm
Right.
happy to make 200 grand.
Right.
What do you say to that person? Can we actually go through 5 non-negotiables, Gab, that you reckon, if you're watching this, you've come from ARIC, or maybe you weren't even at ARIC.
I was.
You were, but let's assume that these guys weren't.
Right,
Let's assume that these guys couldn't even afford a ticket, Gav.
Right.
All right, they could not afford the ticket and the flight.
Right.
Hypothetically, and they weren't there. What do you say to them, knowing what you saw at ARIC, but more importantly, how do you think every minute of the day? What are your 5 musts, not shoulds, musts?
Right. I got hundreds.
Okay.
But let's break them down into 5.
Yeah.
First and foremost is work ethic.
Right.
Period. That trumps absolutely everything. In fact, I believe work ethic is 85 to 90% of the whole battle, the battle that we call real estate. If you consistently put in the work, day in, day out, and that umbrella called work, so many things fall under, right? If you do that day in, day out, you will win. Real estate is fair. It's one of the very, very few businesses where if you look at every agent who is doing exceptionally well, right, they all have a different style.
Yeah.
They all look different.
Yeah.
They all have different processes.
Yeah.
There's one common denominator: hard damn work. And I think what's great about work ethic is it's teachable. It's not like talent. You know, it's if you genuinely want to have the hunger to work hard, you can do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so what you're saying to me, Gav, is if I'm the person out there with an IQ of under 100,
right,
and I'm not the best looking guy,
right,
and I don't have contacts, you're saying to me, I still have hope.
Right, so let's talk about that.
Yeah.
At school,
yeah,
I was below average in everything, in absolutely everything, in sport, in academic, right? To be honest with you, in most aspects of life, even today, non-real estate related, I'm below average. Make sense?
Right.
However, when it comes to work ethic,
yeah,
when it comes to the game of real estate,
yeah,
when it comes to negotiation,
yeah,
when it comes to marketing, when it comes to auction process, when it comes to all of these facets that make up what a good real estate agent looks like, there are very, very, very few people who will put in as much work as I do. Does that make sense?
yes.
So I think everyone needs to take hope in the fact that, like I said before, if they genuinely want to do good and work hard at it, they can succeed. It's very, very simple.
Okay, so you're saying that does not require talent.
Not at all.
That does not require aesthetically for you to be good looking or have a super smart brain. That this thing here is a choice that you've got.
100%.
Okay.
And I think as well, very, very important point, if you're leading a team,
yeah,
right, and that'll get us into our next non-negotiable. If you're leading a team, you've got to lead by example. Ash Weston, he was speaking at ARIC.
Yes.
What an operator.
Yes.
You know, he spoke about leading by example, being in the trenches every day will result in getting the best out of your team. I 100% use that in my own structure, right? If you're one of those agents who thinks I'm going to put on an assistant or I'm going to create a team just to outsource what I don't like doing and I'm going to kick back and relax, you're not going to get the best out of your team. What I find with my team is the harder or closer they are to me, the son, the harder they work. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what you're saying is be the change you want to happen in your people.
100%.
Don't be the person that says, I don't want to do this, you go off and do it.
Correct.
What you're saying is be them.
Yeah. My guys are soldiers. The guys who work in my team are absolute soldiers. They put in the work and you know, they do it because they see me doing it. They do it because I'm in the trenches with them every day. And that leads to the second non-negotiable, which is, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. I think it is absolutely impossible in 2017 to be a top performer without a support system or team around you, right? And, you know, had many talks with you in the past where we've broken down the structure of my team. I don't think we really need to do that because every structure of every team is different. But I think the key is, number one, lead by example, as we just said. Number two, understand what you're good at, right? Focus on that and get people involved in your team who are good at the facets you're not so good at.
Yeah.
And the final tip is just to ensure there's chemistry with everyone, because you're seeing these people 6-7 days a week more than anybody else, and if there's bad chemistry, it's not going to end well.
Okay, guys and girls, I want you to, I like summarizing little bits, Gavin, and you've just made a very good point. In Gary Vaynerchuk's words, he would say, double down, triple down, quadruple down on what you're good at, right?
Yeah.
All right, don't
100%.
sit there and say to yourself, I'm fucking shit at this, I'm shit at this. I'm not good at this, right? I feel bad. What you're saying is, understand, for everything that you're not good at, you are smashing at something else.
Correct.
Okay. The other thing that you're saying is chemistry. Like, do you believe that the leader, being the head agent, can affect the chemistry, or is it like some people get on and some people don't?
Chemistry is chemistry. Some people get on, some people don't. And I really believe there's no set structure around how a team should be which will determine their success.
Right.
I just believe whatever suits the people who are in that from a chemistry perspective will determine their success. And you have to get along.
Yeah.
Like my guys and me, and there's been a bit of a restructure going within my own team, so it's just been really interesting to experience that for the first time. We love coming to work. We have such a good time. We hang out socially. We were all in the office last night, up to 8:30, and we all went for dinner afterwards. I mean, it's important because you're around these people so much. Real estate isn't just a job. I wouldn't even call it a career. I'd call it a life. Real estate is a life. And if you're not getting along, pretty well with these people, and there's not mutual respect, you're going to have issues.
Okay, Gav, I want to talk briefly, and we're going to move on to the third non-negotiable.
Yeah.
But you're saying you hang out. We went to dinner. We're friends. We get on. There's chemistry. On the same time, you're their employer.
Right.
Any tips that you can give, having the balance of we're friends, but this is your job?
Yeah, I've got a pretty unique switch where I can change imminently from we're friends and this is a social situation to there's a job that needs to get done. And I uphold extremely high standards, and everyone is different. But expectations need to be laid out at the beginning. You have to have a genuine need and care for the other person in the team. Like, I know all my guys' personal goals, all of their business goals, and part of my goals is ensuring that they reach their goals. All of this sort of stuff is extremely important.
Did you hear that? Part of my job is to help them reach their goals.
100%.
Not, part of my job is I want them to help me reach my goals. I'm not saying that you don't think about that, but one of the
mutual. Got to be mutual. It's like any relationship.
Okay, Gav, I want to move on, and I know that you said to me his energy being Bob Wolf, but I also know that you believe that energy is the pinnacle, the epic, the center of anything in life and business.
This is an energy game. This is 100% an energy game. And so I think it's paramount. And as well, we talk about Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk was at ARIC. He was, again, one of my favorite speakers.
Can I give you an example? Gav, the results from ARIC came out 2 days ago.
Gary number one.
Gary got number one. Yeah, I thought Bob Wolf was going to get it. I actually thought Gary got number one. But here's the interesting thing. John McGrath said, Tom, think about this. He wasn't even in the room. Work that out. He wasn't even in the room. Yeah. What does that say to you about energy?
His energy and his content is unlike anyone else's I've ever seen. And I'm obsessed with self-development, self-improvement, learning, growing. So I look at all these guys. I've been following him for years. And he's just on a whole nother stratosphere compared to everybody else.
So his energy is big. But Gav, energy to you helps you how in real estate? What's it do? Does it get you a listing?
You said it best many years ago. Real estate will take you from what? The heights of exhilaration?
Depths of depression.
In how long?
24 hours.
And sometimes less.
Correct.
If your energy is not managed correctly, you are in trouble. You need to learn how to navigate through that process because there are highs and there are lows. I don't give a shit what anybody says about real estate being easy. In fact, I think those people are ignorant, and I hear it a lot. Real estate's easy. Real estate's easy money. How many people do you see from the sidelines saying, I'm going to jump into real estate, make a fortune, this is going to be easy? How long do they last?
Mate, short-termers.
Because they don't know how to manage their energy. And so it's really, really important, going back to the self-awareness, that you identify what gives you energy, what gives you positive energy, what gives you negative energy. And to really focus on what gives you positive energy and harness that, use it to propel you, progression, step in your business, and stay away from what gives you negative energy.
Okay, so gang, if you're enjoying this video, by the way, can I ask you a favor? And that is, if you like the content, press the share button now, because for me, the currency of people's attention is the strongest, and nothing's better than a friend telling another friend, hop on here. Look, some of the stuff they're saying might not be relevant to you, but there's a few golden gems there. Press that share button, guys and girls. You know how much I value the attention in this new connection economy. But Gav, 3 energy enablers for you. What are 3 things that you notice affect your energy and give you an uplift?
So big one is actually talks to other agents. You know, these public speaking talks, you and I have done many together. And helping them through their issues. And that's a big reason as to why I'm putting on this event in October, which we'll chat about later.
We're going to chat about.
That's definitely energy number 1.
So you're saying one of the currencies that makes you happy, apart from money, is the currency of helping another person and helping someone in your community, your peer group, your industry. That means a lot to you?
It's very important. I mean, when you have people who are acknowledging the work you put in, and I give it everything, I give this business everything, it's it's definitely positive for my energy. Second point, which gives me great energy, is training in the morning, waking up at 5 a.m. Now, I wake up at 5 a.m. Monday to Friday, that's a not negotiable, and I get in the gym and I work out because I like to feel like I'm in shape, which translates into positivity throughout the day. And I also think it's a great time to prepare myself to navigate through the rigors of real estate, to actually deal with all of the things you have to when you're working at my pace, when you're going through the volume I'm going through. Now, there's no set rule that in order to be a successful agent, you need to wake up at 5, you need to go to the gym. I'm not saying that at all. Remember I said before, identify what works for you. That's something that works for me really well.
But Gav, we can't help but notice a large proportion of successful people do seem to have a ritual which incorporates waking up earlier
100%.
and exercising. I'm not saying it's for everyone. Some people train at lunchtime, some people train at night, but we seem a common denominator. And I'm just curious, I know it sounds a trivial question, but people love trivial stuff.
Right.
When you train at the gym, you're on your own?
I've got a training partner.
Okay, so
2 of us.
The 2 of you.
And he pushes me,
Right. And you mainly do weights or cardio?
Weights and body weight.
Right. Okay. Every day?
Every day I'm in the gym,
Yeah.
doing some sort of exercise.
Right.
The reason I say if it doesn't work for you, because I was having this conversation with another agent I'm doing in conjunction with, very, very successful in my marketplace, and he doesn't wake up at 5. And so this is more so for the people who don't wake up at 5, the family, agents who their schedule doesn't permit them to do that. There's no set rule that this will determine positive energy for you. It's very, very important as an individual you work out what provides positive energy, and like I say, harness that. Very important.
Okay, Gav, without doubt for me, one of the things that you have mastered but I see others struggle with is your ability to get the most out of each day. For you, it's not about getting through the day, it's about what you get out of the day.
For me, I look at what I can get from every minute of every day.
Right.
Really. And, I can tell you right now the difference. This is a major, major difference between the fantastic agents, and there aren't a whole heap of fantastic, phenomenal agents, and every other agent, is that the fantastic agents get paid for their time. Time management is key. And I mean, there are so many ways that you can manage this at all levels. It really depends sort of what chapter you're at. But I can tell you my whole team structure is built around me managing my time effectively and productively. So many little tips and tricks. I mean, I've got a driver on a Thursday and a Saturday.
To save you time?
To save me time. I'm showing 15 houses on Thursday and Saturday. Can you imagine how much time it takes to park each time, get out, imagine how crazy the phone is going and how many calls I'm missing because I'm focusing on parking the car, turning everything off and getting out. I mean, it's crazy. You really, and again, this is not me saying every agent should go and have a driver for inspection days. It all depends what chapter you're at. That for me has made a major change, in my business.
So open houses on a Thursday and Saturday, car parked, you go in, your team's already got things set up there.
Correct.
And what you're saying is you don't have the stress of looking for a car park, trying to get a spot, having people sitting up the front waiting to get in. You're there fresh.
Always. And I think it's a great problem to have, but on a Thursday and Saturday, I don't have time to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I've got to be at every open home. That's a commitment I give to the vendor. The big extra bonus on that is as soon as I leave, whilst I'm in the car, I'm on the phone. I'm able to facilitate and pick up these phone calls. Every phone call is an opportunity. Still, to me, I get excited when my phone rings, when I don't know what number is on the phone.
All right.
Very important.
All right.
Another good one.
Yeah.
Which I think can apply to everyone.
Yeah.
Airpods. You seen those?
These are the new Apple headphones.
New Apple headphones.
So how do they save time? What do you mean? So
I'll give you an example, right? I was up in the gym 5:30. After the gym, I was having a shave. Now, it doesn't look like I really shaved here, but under here.
Yeah.
And whilst I was doing that, I had my AirPods in. I was on the phone talking to a client whilst I was clipping under here. It's just about being efficient with your time. I wouldn't have been able to do that without them because they're wireless, right?
So Gav, can I ask you, on the AirPods, are they worth buying?
100%. Best $250 you'll ever spend as an agent, definitely.
Okay. So, Gav, have you lost them yet?
No.
Okay. And next thing is, do they fall out?
No.
No?
No, they're fantastic.
They're fantastic. How long you've had them now?
I've had them since February.
Okay. All right. So this video...
I mean, little things that add up. When I get my lunch, when I get my breakfast, I call up the cafe before I go there. I order in advance. You add up all the time you spend doing this sort of stuff. It is hours upon hours upon hours, which I would rather be spending on buyers, sellers, deals.
That is where your energy goes to, is it?
100%.
Buyers, sellers, deals.
Period.
Expression over impression. We were sitting on the plane, and I've got to tell you, we're flying up to Arik. One of the things is I fly a lot, and you can't pick who you sit next to. But I had the luxury, and you can't pick who you sit next to at a waiting room at a doctor's. So I choose to sit outside and get them to text me, and you can't. But I'm sitting there, and you said, "Tommy, sit over here." We sit down, we get talking, and you say to me, "Expression over impression." Yeah. And I think that this term needs to be heard by our viewers. Explain it.
I think you've got to be true to yourself. I think that's very, very important. So, I would assume, and I've heard it even, that particularly some of the younger agents kind of looking in from the sidelines at my business would, maybe look at the fact that I wear a nice suit or nice suits, and that would think that this is what they would need to do good in their real estate business, when that's 100% not factual at all. The nice suits is a way that I express myself, not try to impress people with.
Yeah.
And I think people, again, has a tie with self-awareness, need to understand how they can express themselves, put their own spin on the real estate business, and put it out there for people to respond really well to. Does that make sense?
100%.
There is no set algorithm anywhere to say if you do X in real estate, you're going to succeed. Apart from working hard, consistently, protecting your vendors, their interests at heart all the time. Remember, the vendor pays the fee, and focusing all your time and attention on building a stellar reputation and building a referral business. That's the only algorithm.
Okay, guys and girls, if you're actually watching this video again after, replay it and listen to that bit there, because every person I know is looking for some fucking magic system that says, that's it. You've just summed it up. There is millions of different ways to do it, right? But what you're saying is, you're going to work your ass off.
That's it.
You've got an obligation to protect the people that are paying you the money and
100%.
Look after your brand, because it will take you 10 years to build it, but you can blow it in a minute.
100%. And you need to be, I can't stress enough, a vendor's agent. I'm 100% unequivocally, and anyone who has worked with me, anybody will confirm I'm a 100% vendor agent.
All right. Gav, success leaves clues. I love talking to people that leave lots of clues. I'm letting, to all my gym members watching it, I can confirm the Gary V interview, the full interview. You will be getting the Gary V interview in the next month. That will appear in the gym. And Gav, you've been a gym member from day one.
Since I was 25. But I was a gym member even before you knew I was a gym member. In fact, when I started in the business, I would really look at past interviews you've done with some of the top agents in the country. Adrian Bowe, shout out to Adrian Bowe. His original video was something I used to watch as an assistant and pick up tips and dialogue from. John McGrath as well. I mean, the real estate gym, I think, is a great way to see how all of the very successful real estate agents around the country do what it is that they do, and for individuals to take what they like and then put their own spin on it, adapt it in their own business.
Well, Gav, someone said to me today at a cafe, what is the real estate gym? I said, it's really simple. I said, I rip off and duplicate everyone's content like a DJ at a nightclub, and I play everyone's music, but at the end of the day, some people like that song better than another, and you summed it up before, that everyone's system is different, so hopefully that if you actually rip off and duplicate everyone's content, that one day you wake up and you say, this is my system, right? 100%. This is my system. And by the way, quickly guys and girls, I've opened the doors to the real estate gym 2 days ago. Everyone that joins is going to get the post 30-day ARIC plan. Because the problem with ARIC, Gav, is this. ARIC finished on Monday night.
Right.
But life goes on.
100%.
So what I'm doing is I'm doing a 30-day action plan. Each day they're getting a thing to implement out of ARIC. Plus I'm giving them a structured 9-week program. And that is all for around $10 a week. Realestategym.com.au. $10 a week. That's two coffees a week. 2 coffees a week. So, Gav, I also want to talk to you, like I speak for News Corp, for realestate.com.au. I speak at ARIC, and I speak in my real estate gym. And apart from that, I just avoid it. Right? But I am going to be speaking at your event. And your event is called what is it? Whatever?
What It Takes.
What It Takes. I like that because it's not the goal. It's what price are you prepared to pay.
100%.
I love that. I love that title. So, Gav, tell me. There's so many events go on.
Right.
I know why I'm going to come and speak at it, and I'm not getting paid a single cent. But I'm coming there because I know that it's a good event and it's a good branding event for me. But I also know you've told me a couple of the good people. You got Marcus
Chiminello, Phil Harris. We've got William Phillips. Unbelievable line of speakers and great content. I'm going to be giving the blueprint to this game out on this particular day, 13th of October. It's going to be different to any talk I've done in the past.
Where
it's
is
not
it,
going to be
Melbourne or Sydney?
It's going to be in Sydney.
In Sydney?
It's not going to be about the story and any of the fluffier stuff. We're going to get really technical, really practical. We're going to talk about process. We're going to talk about negotiation. We're going to talk about auction floor. And really just going back to energy and understanding how that sort of thing gives me positive energy. I've decided to put it on and very excited to do it. So go to www.witgr.com.au to register your interest.
Gav, I'll put the link on Facebook to make it easy because I think most people can't even read the fucking notes when they've taken them, right? So I wouldn't be fussed about it. We're going to have that link there. But Gav, what you're saying to me is this event that you're doing is less about look at who I am, but more about this is what I did.
100%. And really, sometimes you go to these events and they've got some talkers who are shit. Like, you have a look at the lineup on the website, there is not one speaker who is, I mean, all of these guys are game changers of the industry.
Yeah.
They're going to make a big difference.
Okay. So, Gav, as I finally finish off here today, I want to just ask you a simple question. And that is, I press the end button.
Yeah.
And I'm about to leave. It's now 12:30 at lunchtime.
Right.
What would a productive person that's super hungry be doing for the rest of today?
Phone calls.
Phone calls.
The key. Phone calls create activity. Activity like face-to-face appointments. What else do you say? The person who has the most face-to-face appointments, what?
Wins.
You like how I know all of your scripts?
Gav, I like it, Gav. I like it. And that's why I like you, because you validate what I think. But I also like the fact that you just said to me the biggest thing. You know, on day one at ARIC, Gav, everyone talked about the why. And I get the why. Right. I understand that. and people have photos of their children, or they have
Everyone's
photos.
why is different.
Everyone's why is different. But you know what? I think me and you think the same on this. Take action, and you get motivated anyway. Like, you don't have to get motivated to go to the gym. Get on the treadmill, you feel better. 100%. You feel better, and your whys change as you go along.
Definitely.
First, it might be money.
Definitely.
Then it's recognition.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So the point is, 80% of winning is beginning. Just get started. Gav, I look forward to October 13th. What day of the week is it?
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday. Yeah. Good day. It's a good day. No opens, right?
No opens.
Friday.
Get them pumped for the weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys and girls.
Thank you.
Thank you. Signing off.